All right. All right. I think this is as good as time as any because we're already getting into discussions with the movie.
Let's do it.
All right. All right. Ghouls, ghosts, undead, and the like. This is Beyond the Jumpscare. Where we review the bumps in the night, hear the screams of the friends left behind, and investigate the basement of horror movies. Well, I got to you a gremlin. This man wanted me to watch a whole series in 1 week before he settled down on these two obscure movies. And let me tell you, they are obscure. I haven't seen these movies in some time. We are going to be doing From Dusk Till Dawn, as well as Maximum Overdrive. We have... let me get my notes, because I want to make sure I get your name right, because that's absolutely terrible if I don't. Brian Phillips of Alive and Stone. There you go.
Great.
I'm like, I hope this isn't outdated. He's like, actually, Brian left about like 7 months ago.
That would have been very ill timed. That would be beautiful execution. I wish I could have given you like a bit of more of a generic name than that, like John Smith, but that was great, man.
That's
that was
great. When I'm like, oh man, especially when I looked up these names, I'm like, I hope I can pronounce these. Like, you still have Herman Ogletree?
Yeah, Herman Ogletree is our drummer.
Okay, I'm like, I'm not gonna pronounce that right, and I know for a fact.
No, it was great. It was close enough.
Close enough. You have Doug Kirshner.
Yeah.
Bass player. And
on a roll. Keep going.
Matt Wiley.
Matt Willie. Close.
I didn't.
You were close. Hey, when I first met him, I referred to him as Matt Wiley. He's like, actually, Brian, it's Willie. And I was like, oh. That's even more perverted than Wiley.
I'm like, that's unfortunate, but that's okay.
Matt Willie. He's actually a doctor, so with a name like Matt Willie, he could have been a doctor and a porn star.
That's hilarious. Oh my god.
Matt Willie.
You also were formed in 2022?
That's correct.
In Orlando.
Yep.
Of all places.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I feel like there's a story there.
So I was departing from another group, and you know, I was ready to kind of go on my own. The last project I was in wasn't really working out for me anymore, and so I was like, I got to hit the ground running with this. So I started, already writing for, a new EP, and then I got with a producer. We knocked the songs out, and then I was like, because in this day and age, like everything's on streaming, and you can get so much more momentum going if you can kind of get the vision started. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna do these 6 songs. It was very vanilla rock at the beginning, and I was just like, okay, well, I'm gonna go find some guys, and the first guy I found was Matt Willie, and kind of just rummaging around for a drummer and a bass player. And then the drummer Herman we found through Matt, and then we found the Doug through Matt as well. And had another guy in the group, a guitar player, but it kind of didn't work out with him, and we just kind of just been trucking ever since. It's coming up on 3 years now, so it was that was the story, man. It was a good one. It was actually kind of funny because Matt and me had a conversation back in 2019, and for some reason I fell out of touch with him, and then I was just like, I was like, this guy seems like he's probably not going to rob me or steal all my shit or have some crazy heroin habit. He's a doctor and has kids. I'm going to call him first. And I did that, and then it was good, man. He was like, yeah, this is great music. I really am into this. Let's try it out. And it's been like that ever since.
Now, your first that led to your first EP, Alive in Stone, and then
the first 7 songs. Yeah.
Seven. Spotify only gave me 6. I'm missing a song. This is
It,
bullshit.
it was 6. Actually, you're right. I'm wrong. Spotify's right.
I'm like, this is bullshit. Spotify fucking making me look bad.
This is bullshit.
But no, definitely. When I heard your first EP, because I'm like, I gotta hear how these guys. Because first off, I have a bone to pick with you. How I found you guys, okay? For 3 days straight, every time I owned TikTok, it was comatose. Always. Of you yelling at me to fuck your mind up. That was it. I'm like, oh my god, this man looks like Alice Cooper.
Yeah, that's great. I love it.
I'm like,
I'm almost as old as he is too, which is even better.
oh no.
His dick works better than mine does, though.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, hold on. Wait a second. That's okay.
It's comic genius, baby.
I'm telling you, like, oh man. But yeah, when I first heard your first EP, it sounds a whole lot different. A whole lot different. I'm like, it gave me whiplash because I have the first one, Alive and Stone, and then right next is A Cure for Wickedness. And then I'm like, wait, is this the same group? What the hell?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, you're good. Keep going, Bless.
I heard that you had practiced the vocal technique that Chester Bennington created.
So a lot of the kind of it was inspired like a lot of our sound is kind of takes on that Y2K vibe, that like new metal type of like really gritty sound. I mean, Chester's definitely, he's the one that everyone knows for it, but he's not the only one who did it.
Yeah.
So like there's a lot of artists. He actually, there was a band that he really loved growing up called Mind Over Matter.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a hardcore band, and he actually took it from them. But a lot of people use that sound. Like there was, Chad Gray used a lot of that false chord type of distortion, and like, Lynn from Snot had that kind of sound, and LeJean Witherspoon from Seven Dust in a lot of ways had a very gravelly sound, and we just love that new metal type of vibe. And it was kind of that delivery system that I really just always resonated with, and that Y2K vibe kind of is inspired by that. So yeah, he's one of my favorite singers. He's a lot of people's favorite singers, but moving from the 2000s Hybrid Theory type sound and the Meteora sound, he didn't do it as much.
Yeah.
And that was something that I kind of wanted to hold on to, was that Hybrid Theory, that old school new metal sound. There was a band called Scrape that I was really into that had a singer that, Billy Keaton had that sound. Ironically, they're from Orlando, Florida too. But like, I just wanted to I just gravitated toward that very distorted type of singing sound. And that's kind of one of the things that I think we started bringing into the elements, was that Y2K type, that like Edema, Orgy, that type of sound.
I see.
Yeah. So it's not exactly trying to copy, just trying to be inspired by it.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, absolutely.
He's a hard guy. He's a hard guy to imitate, I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah. I especially like if you go on YouTube and type in like Linkin Park cover, there's always that element that's missing from the vocals. Everybody else would have it, like copying Mike Shinoda to a T, copying everybody else to a T, but it's always Chester's parts that are just like not quite there. There's just that bit that's missing. Yeah.
It's difficult. Yeah.
But doing more research, it seems that you're, you as you put on your TikTok, that you conquered the sound waves with Skin. What was the writing process like that?
I would say that I wouldn't say conquered. I would say, because that's always a moving target. But
Yeah.
I would say that we definitely kind of broke through kind of like, a big plateau with the the metal and rock community with Skin.
Yeah.
Skin was one of those songs that really kind of helped us get a little bit of a push.
Mm-hmm.
And that one was really really cool, but it's actually ironic because Comatose is the one that, got us our first editorials, and it was a song that really helped a lot, but Skin was the one that kind of pushed us through, yeah, to
Fuck
get
yeah.
to a better level, find a better audience,
Oh
or
yeah.
not a better audience, but like just a little bit bigger one.
The one that you were aiming for, kind
Well,
of.
yeah, the next stage. I think in music there's a lot of, you can't, I don't know if you can see my hands because we're not on video, but like there's a
Hmm.
lot of ups and there's a lot of down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a whole lot of that. There's a whole lot of up, a whole lot of down. And it just changes. It's the difficult part of music is just keeping on going,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of highs and there's a lot of lows. There's a lot of, it can be a very volatile business, just even today. I mean, I heard a song by Dead Poet Society. I loved it. It was an amazing song called Running in Circles. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember hearing it and being like, God damn it, man. I can't wait till, I mean, like this, like, I can't, I would love to have one of my songs be this good. And it's like, well, you got to pump the brakes there. Because it's like you're hearing this for the first time. Someone else is hearing you for the first time. Maybe feels different, but you still
Mm-hmm.
hear artists that you admire so much, and you're like, God, I want my music to be that good. And it's like, so you're always striving to get better. You're always striving to be inspired, and you're always staying humble. That's the big thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's so yeah. It's always a moving target.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, is there a goal? Like this is your I made it moment. Like,
Um, I think that I think that's a great question. And I think it's a question that comes up a lot in music. And I would say that if I were to meet you 4 years ago, I probably would have said that my goal is to, be in one of the top rock acts in the world.
uh-huh.
But now my goal is to just make the music and what I'm doing is great as possible. That's
Mm-hmm.
my goal. That's making it to me. I think that we live in a time period where, and it's so I get caught up in this every day, because we live in this world of metrics. You live in this world of, oh, this gets a million likes, it must be fucking great, or this gets a million views and this is great. And for a lot of most of the time when you find music that's you know insanely popular online, it's outstanding music. But a lot of times you'll hear stuff that you personally think is amazing, and you kind of question, like, God, like, are we really looking at the right thing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because it's like, this is like, I'll never forget, like, recently one of the bands that I absolutely admire, and if they ever hear this, I hope they hear this, but they're a band that kind of lost their lead singer recently, a band called Post Profit.
Yeah.
I absolutely adore this band. I think this band created some of the best music. I think they're an amazing band, and they're a band that you know was touring hard and going hard, and signed by label and stuff like that. And I feel like their music should be a whole lot bigger than it is. And it doesn't make it less great to me. I still admire who they are. And so making it to me is, I think, there has to be a deprogramming within yourself of what making it is. I think if you're waking up every day, I think the trick is that you're already living it in a way. You've kind of already made it. Like, but you have to wake up every day and make the music as great as possible. And if you're getting high doing that, and you're busting your ass to try to get a bigger fan base and trying to push it to its most potential, then I think you are making it. And I don't think, complacency is good. I don't think there's ever a making it. I think there's just levels, and I think that the trick is to remind yourself that you're fighting the good fight, because all the money, all the fans, all the merch, all the stuff, all the chart positions, you're not going to be able to take that with you to the grave. The only thing that you're going to have is you're going to have your thoughts when you step into that darkness. And I think being proud of what you did and pushing it to the highest level is making it. And that requires, but that requires the sacrifice. That requires you to get up every day. That requires you to listen to people. It requires you to make goals. And so for me, you know, I want to just make it my goal is to take it to its highest potential.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you want to do this for a living, man. I mean, you would love to. It's a dream. But, you know, sometimes you don't get to choose what's great. You don't in music, and you just get to choose how great you make it. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, absolutely. A lot of music that people at the time or people growing up thought was great. A lot of people didn't, and it would just cause those artists to disappear. A big one is if you're an 80s guy, going off of your with your movie picks, I would hope you're an 80s guy.
New wave is a big influence for me, man.
Sweet.
Love me some new wave.
The Motley Crue album with John Corabi, best Motley Crue album.
Decade of Decadence, baby.
Oh my god, Hooligan's Holiday I will blast till the day I die, but nobody liked
Huge
it.
Crue fan.
Nobody liked it, and John Corabi like dropped off the face of the earth. I'm like, brother, like, yeah, he's still around, he's still making music, but nobody knows of it. Does that make sense? Like, you have to be in the know to do it. I'm like, bro, y'all are making some of these bands that don't even write their own music. You're making those guys famous, and this guy's over here in the corner, old as hell, with an acoustic, writing these songs. I'm like, y'all are missing out, first off. Y'all are upsetting me, second off. Like, damn.
Yeah. I'm a huge Crue fan. It's actually ironic that you said that, because I actually am listening to The Dirt for a second time.
Oh.
And I also listened to the Heroin Diaries. I finished that, and I finished the first 21. So I love Nikki Sixx. He's a big influence, and you know, it's kind of cool. You hear this common thread that you hear with great musicians of, you know, the way that they wanted to play what they wanted to hear, and they didn't try to follow trends. And it's very unfortunate what happened with John Corabi. I don't know why it happened the way it did, but, you know, replacing a singer like Vince Neil and replacing someone of that success, it's hard, man. I mean, that can change everything, especially because John Corabi didn't sound anything like Vince Neil. He was actually he had a very, you know, aggressive type of voice, and similar to like the new metal style, I would say in some ways. And it's unfortunate that happened. You know what I mean?
It's a, I don't know. I hate, but I love hardcore fans. Hardcore fans will keep the band sounding the same, but when change comes to the band, like much needed change, like at the time, Vince wasn't reliable, so they kicked him. Okay, that's fine. They hired John Corabi, and they're like, this is a Motley Crue. I'm like, I mean, technically it is. It's like 75% Motley Crue, but I get the point. Like, my dad always said that if they had just called it something else, it'd be bigger. And I'm like, there's a lot of albums. Like, when Van Halen went to Van Hagar, if they would have rebranded, it would have been a lot bigger than it was. I'm like, y'all are missing out on some, like me, I love if I like the band and they're like, hey, we're gonna change the singer, I'd give it a shot. If it sucks, it sucks. If it's great, I mean, come on. Sure, it's not the original band that you originally fell in love with, but golly.
I'll tell you this, like, I'll be completely honest with you, dude. Like, Sammy Hagar, his voice is fucking incredible, dude. Even now, like,
Oh,
he's an
dude.
unbelievable dude.
Yes. Chickenfoot.
Fucking nuts.
I love Chickenfoot so fucking much, dude.
He's great. His voice is really good. His guitar playing is fucking great too. He's just an amazing. He's an amazing player, and he's a really really good singer. And it's just David Lee Roth was great too. I mean, he had a great voice. A lot of people say, oh, he didn't have that great of a voice. Well, you know, you can say that about Vince Neil in some ways,
Oh,
but
yeah.
like, but what they had the star power, and the audience absolutely fell in love with them, and they loved them as people, and you had these personalities. And the thing is just at the end of the day, like, people care about the way that you make them feel. And I think that's one thing that David Lee Roth did. And I think that's one thing that Vince Neil did, was they just made you feel something truly special. And it's not to say that people didn't connect with Hagar, but the one thing that I will say is, in terms of vocal ability, he was way better than
yeah.
David Lee Roth. It wasn't close.
Yeah.
So like the thing is like, at the end of the day, this is one of the most painful lessons I think that I'm learning as a musician, and I think that everyone will learn is that you're only as good as what you can make your audience feel. If you can't make them feel what you're feeling, then it's very hard to connect. And I think, you know, a lot of the music that we had in the beginning, I think, was really good music, but it was just I had a tendency to want to adhere to a certain style. And now I feel like, you know, the more you learn about making people feel what you're feeling, you step out of those standards. And it's like, kind of like, you know, it's kind of like it's like that girl that you meet and she's like, you're a really nice guy, but like, I just I really want to date you, but I've got this thing going on. And what she's really saying is, hey, listen, I don't want to date you.
I want to date
Like,
someone like you.
Yeah. Like, or she wants, I want, like, you're not, like, she's saying, like, she says one thing, but she does another thing.
Yeah.
Like you're saying one thing, but you do another. And it's like, I think music is the same way in a lot of ways. It's like, I can't tell you why I like this, but I just do. It doesn't sound like anything else I've heard, or it doesn't fit the mold, but I just love it. I don't know what it is. And it's like, that's the key factor, you know, and that's something that I'm learning as I go. I never stop learning. That's something that never ends, dude.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, always continue to be a student of the game. Otherwise, you fall out of touch of what it meant to begin with.
You got to stay humble, and you got to just do what's in your heart. Yeah,
man. I feel like, Brian, damn it, you did say you were going to take it over. This is bullshit.
Take it over? Oh, man.
Ah, damn. But,
yeah, they also got Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, Tales from the Crypt. Man, it's funny, too, because the movies that you picked originally, I'm like, all right, okay. And then you were like, can we do TV series? I'm like, this man thinks I have the time for a TV series. I doubt this man has time for the TV series. What kind of crap is this?
Hey, listen, I got 71% battery. You know, I don't mind staying if we go over. It's okay. But the two movies, we can stick to the movies. It's okay.
Oh, I get absolutely. It. No. So let's begin with From Dusk Till Dawn.
Let's get in.
I fucking love this movie. I grew up with this movie. Me and my old buddy, we used to argue on the best vampire movie, and I would always put this up there. But like, everybody who's seen this movie knows what this movie is. It's not serious at all. Like, if the director himself tries to tell you this is a serious vampire flick, first off, he's lying. There's absolutely no part of this that's serious. I feel at times it's supposed to be a parody, but it's not.
No.
Like,
I see where you're coming from there.
Like, I love this movie so much, but Penis Revolver, come on.
Fucking comic, bro. Fucking genius.
Come on. Like,
Genius, dude.
I'm sorry. Salma Hayek being a vampire after giving a lap dance? Come on. I mean, yes, but the way that Quentin Tarantino was like, give me those feet.
That is the scene that that is something that you just will not see in very many movies. That was very jarring seeing that. Especially as young. I'll tell you this, when I was really little, my dad had that on VHS, and I'll never forget putting in the movie and pressing play, and that was one of the first scenes that I saw, and I'm like, what is she doing? And like, I'm like, this chick just poured fucking champagne all over her foot and just shoves it in Tarantino's mouth. I'm like, and then you start watching other Tarantino movies and you always have that like foot fetish type thing going on. I'm like, God damn it. Such a perv. But I love Quentin Tarantino though. We love him anyway.
Oh yeah.
But dude, like just looking at Salma Hayek, like just with a body like a fucking weapon, she was just gorgeous. She was just larger than life, just a beautiful woman.
Right.
Just like
she doesn't age.
Oh God, she still looks the same. She's great.
She found the fountain, because goddamn, especially in what was it, Grown Ups, when that came out. The only way that I heard about it was my dad had rented it off of the original Redbox. If you remember, you had to get movies through the damn mail. He goes, damn, she hasn't aged at all. I'm like, what? Salma Hayek's like in her 60s, in her like 50s, 60s in that movie. I'm like, damn, no wrinkle, no nothing. I'm jealous. Like, golly.
Yeah, dude. She's like, yeah, man. It's just she's just like completely stopped aging. But yeah, man. I think and actually, so that in that scene where she's carrying the snake, she actually was super afraid of snakes, which was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And snakes are actually deaf. I don't think they can hear.
Mm-hmm.
So they feel based on vibration.
Yeah.
But they're incredibly good. They're incredibly good at feeling vibration, so they know when you're coming. So yeah, but yeah, man, the ball python, she was terrified. It's pretty cool.
When are we gonna get a picture of Brian Phillips in that shirt with a ball python on his shoulders?
I don't know if we're gonna do the fishnet thing. I don't know. That was something was something was kind of cool. Like I don't mind it. I don't mind doing it every now and then, but in terms of the snake and that thing, I don't know, man. That's kind of a I love snakes. Snakes are beautiful. I think they're great. I'm not into them as pets, and especially that big.
Yeah.
That big, because they will eat you, especially in Florida. But I will say that I'll think about it. We'll see. I don't know if anyone wants to see my nips on the next the next album cover, but it just what we were doing called for it, and music had a darkness to it, and we wanted to change it up a little bit, man.
There
you
go.
evolve.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I think then we were just trying to do something cohesive, and then now we're trying to just keep on changing our artistry and trying to develop something new, something exciting.
I see.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this I love this movie. But this movie is also one of the most ridiculous movies I've ever seen.
Really?
But
Wow.
I mean, I say one of the most because I showed this movie to my wife. Because she's never seen it. We sat down and we watched it. And then the entire time, because she doesn't ask a lot of questions during movies. And then she like slowly turns to me when George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino were in the hotel or in the apartment. She slowly turns to me and she goes, "Quentin Tarantino's a what?" And I'm like, yes, we know. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, he is.
And George Clooney is his brother? Yes. And what is he trying to do? Get him away. They're on the lam. But he's a, yes, we know. Okay. And then she goes, now they're stuck in a bar in the middle of the desert. Yes. And there's vampires. Yes.
Which is like the most fucking, and there's this fucking dude at the front just being like, "We got hot pussy, cold pussy," and he's just being super perverted. It's like a fucking wonderland for pervs.
Absolutely. She goes, does he know what this movie is? I'm like, I'm pretty sure he does. If Brian himself asked for this movie, I'm pretty sure he knows what this movie is. She goes, this movie's weird. And y'all like this? Yes.
It's fucking
absolutely,
bro. It's 90s. It's 90s gold. Hyper masculine, just like debauchery, boobs, like just weird characters, and then throw some vampires in there with some gunshots, and then you got fucking George Clooney, who's like the bad guy, you know, that turns good, and you got Harvey Keitel and a pretty young Juliette Lewis, you know, who is another chick that never ages, and just over the top violence, like that was pretty much the fucking 90s, man.
Yeah, it was.
That was the 90s in the desert somewhere, that's 90s, baby.
That's 90.
They don't make fucking movies like that anymore, dude.
Oh my god. With no story, just one place and out in the middle of the desert, blowing shit up, shooting things up. Great. Yeah. That's cinema, baby.
Having to kill your own brother, but he kind of want to because he's a complete shitbag. And then condoms filled with holy water, and like it was wild, man. But that's the 90s, dude.
Yeah. Also, you mentioned VHS. You mentioned a VHS tape, sir.
I did.
A lot of these people don't know what VHS is. Explain what a VHS is.
So VHS was a movie medium. It was a way that you would. It was a medium for media for watching videos, for watching movies, that was in tape form, almost like imagine like an 8-track cassette, but like 8 times that size and about an inch thick in width. And what this was it would have the movie dubbed to a usable form that we could consume. And back in those days, you had video stores where you would go to the video store, like Blockbuster Video. There was also Tower Video out in California and stuff like that. But you would go in and you would rent the movie, because streaming hadn't been invented back in those days. And there was always some dickhead who didn't rewind the tape all the way when they were done with the movie, which was common courtesy back in those days. And you would go over there and you'd go give the guy your $4 you'd get a 3-day rental, and you get to fucking watch the movie. And then that was VHS. Yeah.
That
was VHS, dude.
I fucking remember that.
It was fucking great. And then you could overdub a tape, meaning you could like put in like a blank cassette, and then they invented a way where you could record your favorite TV show, and then get it on your VHS tapes. And so you had these dudes and dudettes that would fucking have a whole collection of videos that they would have, and that was how VHS. That's how things were done back in those days. They'd have a whole rack of like shows that they recorded because we didn't have any streaming. We didn't have direct TV. You didn't have TiVo. You didn't have any of that shit. So that was, but it was an experience, you know, it was an experience. Like nothing was at your fingertips. You had to go out, you had to get it. It was kind of a very like a slightly inefficient time, but it was also a very exhilarating time because the way you consumed things was different, and there was a mystique, and there was a, you know, there was just an experience, you know, which was really cool. So that's VHS.
I love that you mentioned that you could tape over a tape because
Yeah.
I remember watching Ready to Rumble featuring a person we don't speak of anymore. Anyway, I was watching it with my dad, and it cuts off in the middle of the movie, and then it goes to Goldberg losing to Diesel via like those like cattle prods. I'm like, what is this? And he's like, someone taped over the movie. So I'm like, oh, I see. So we sat there, and the entire rest of the movie was like a whole WCW episode. I'm like, oh, I see. And that's the gamble that you took going to Blockbuster or Hollywood Video or Tower Videos. You think you're gonna get the movie. Either A, you get it spoiled. B, you start in the middle of the movie. Or C, you can tell the movie sucked depending on where the movie was.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. That was the magic of movies back in those days.
Man,
it was great. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. But I'll tell you what, man. Like, I mean, having nothing even to this day, like nothing replaces like going to a movie theater and watching the movie and the magic. I think that goes with that. I don't think there's anything like it, even still. You know, it's really cool. The way that we consume media in general is just, it's a different thing. But once again, you know, there's certain consequences that come with that, you know.
yeah.
And you just gotta thrive in the age you're in. You know what I mean? All good.
Oh, Brian thinks used to be simpler back then. As a single tier.
It used to be fucking simpler. It was way simpler, my young son. It was so simple back in those days. You had to, when you were consuming pornography, you had to rewind to your favorite spot.
Oh, damn.
Yes.
Oh, which scene was it?
You had to fast forward past all the fucking clothes, the undressing. Oh, jeez. You had a remote in one hand, you have pecker in another, and the bottle of lotion next to you. That would be in a TV cart.
Oh, Grandpapa, please tell me of your times.
Yeah, man. It was wild, but I mean, dude, there was nothing sicker than just rushing into Blockbuster as a kid, and you go in there and you're beelining it to the gaming area, and you look at your favorite game, and you just see that game's right behind it. And you're just super pumped because you're like, you know, I finally got the game I wanted. I've been waiting for this so long. And then it's like, sometimes you go in and you don't get it and you're bummed out, but you got to leave with something. And there was always movie candy on the way out and that big ass gumball machine. I just wanted to dive in there. It was just a great experience, man. It was fucking cool.
I feel like that's where speedrunning originated, and I will say this till I die. Speedrunning started with older adults, about 30s, 40s, who knew they had 3 days to beat the game, and they beat it as fast as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I actually love watching speedruns, and one of my favorite series to watch is Resident Evil.
Oh my god, those are
And
wild.
yeah, and there's this dude called Carcinogen SDA. He's fucking like crushed all the Resident Evils. And I've watched him beat Resident Evil 2 like at least 10 times, like on all scenarios with the speed run. And
Mm-mm.
he's just like, it's crazy because like back in those days, you had a Brady game strategy guide at best,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
or you were figuring it out on your own. And these dudes are like just slaying it, and you just get to watch all the mistakes you made back then, like how easy things are.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's just like mind blowing, dude. I love it.
I remember when GameStop was legitimately GameStop. Okay, kids, take out your pen and paper. This is how it used to be. When a game would come out and then you were stuck at a part. So, for instance, Devil May Cry.
Fucking great game.
There is a specific spot in Devil May Cry 2 in the city when you play as the female protagonist. I couldn't get past. So I had to wait at least 2 to 3 months after the game came out for the book to drop. And then you had to go to GameStop and be like, do you have this book? And then you had to search for the specific spot in this like anthology of Devil May Cry 2, and you're like, nope, that's still Dante. That's still Dante. Okay, I'm at the spot. How the fuck? Where the fuck? And you had to sit there and study this thing. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
I see. I'm dumb. It was basically the devs calling you dumb for not figuring out their game, because a lot of them were very vague. Like, oh yeah, if you kill this enemy that's behind the chimney. What chimney? We're in a city. What do you mean?
Yeah, man. It's crazy, man. And the other thing is like, you'll like play a game, you know, you won't be able to get past it, and then you just put it down, and then you come back, and then you get past it. You find some lining, you know what I mean? And so a lot of times it can happen that way too, which is interesting.
It is.
But yeah, man. Yeah, it's wild stuff, dude. Those days were cray cray. Good times though.
Cray. I feel like games also were harder back then because they were so short.
Yeah, I think yeah, and there was a lot of different things back in those days. I think that you didn't have YouTube where you could just go look at the strategy or some other guy fucking slam it. Like I remember I beat Last of Us on Grounded during the pandemic 6 times.
Yeah.
And dude, there was nothing to do. And anyways, and then like I watched YouTube on how to do, you know, get through it and stuff like that. But you know, you start realizing, you know, you just keep doing it over and over again. You eventually make it past the level. And yeah, man, I think games have gotten a little bit easier, I guess, because like I guess the developers want you to play them. Like Final Fantasy VII, like now it's totally manageable to get through that game. But back in the PS1 days, if you didn't have a strategy guide, good fucking luck.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh
you're
my
gonna be
God.
playing for a couple months.
Oh yeah.
And if you want to complete 100% of the side quests, good fucking luck.
Yeah. I remember.
Like you are gonna be frustrated.
Oh, dude. I remember my PS2 era. The games that got me more frustrated while everyone was playing like Star Wars Battlefront, Tony Hawk, Guitar Hero. I was stuck on the Splinter Cell Hitman series. Those motherfuckers did not want you to beat those at all. You took one toe out of line, you blew the entire mission. And you had to wait like 5 minutes for your target to get to the door that you needed her to get through. If you killed her too early, you gotta wait another 5 minutes, and you're just sitting there more frustrated than anything. You're like, please, close the damn door. Close the damn door.
Seriously.
Fantastic. They won't know, Brian. They won't know music. Music was simple. Movies were better. Games were harder.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. But you know, you got to roll with the punches. So it's all good.
Um, yeah, we um, what
Good
would you,
stuff.
what would you give from Dusk Till Dawn out of 10?
I would give From Dusk Till Dawn, um, probably a 9 out of 10. That's probably one of my favorite movies of all time. Um, it was just super badass. I think the acting was top notch. I think the choice in characters was really fucking good. I think the storyline was badass. I think the way that George Clooney just acted was just super cool. I loved the tribal neck tattoo he had. It was really cool. You know, I loved the little over the top quirks like the penis gun and the way he's forming the cross with the shotguns, the way the vampires looked, the way that they're playing the instruments that are made from human body parts, I thought was incredibly creepy and kind of disturbed you, and I liked that. I thought it was incredibly creative, and I love the way that they kind of came together. And at the end of it, George Clooney kind of had a change of heart and tried to be a different person after it. And, you know, um, it was just fucking rad, dude. I loved it. Just fucking super cool.
This is the
Great movie.
definition of a popcorn flick. I I love this movie so much. The fact that I got to see Cheech
Cheech Marin, yep, that's it.
Marin,
Marin, yep.
uh, and then Danny Trejo,
Danny Trejo,
fucking
baby, yep.
as a full-fledged vampire. You don't
Bro,
see
the
that
best.
anywhere else.
Oh yeah, best part, fucking raddest shit ever, was when Fred Williamson turns into that like dog-faced type of vampire, and he kicks the door open, and then the bats just fly in,
Mm-hmm.
and then the bats become the vampires. I just thought was just super rad. So I got to give it a high score, man. I know it's probably a little bit more on the parody spectrum, but I don't care. I loved
No,
it. It was great.
this
Loved it.
movie's great. It's very niche. So if you're gonna go see From Dusk Till Dawn, understand it's meant for a select audience. Not everybody who watch. I only watch like Anne Rice written vampire films. This is not your traditional vampire film. They're not charismatic. They're very sexual. It's ridiculous. It's outrageous. It's meant to be that way, though. And it works. It just works.
Yeah, it was wild, and it seemed to be this. It seemed to spark off this like over the top, kick ass, violent type of just over the top violence and just hyper masculine type of just action movie that like was the panache of Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino. Like you knew you were gonna get a movie with shitloads of violence, shitloads of cursing, dark, like really, really dark, sarcastic humor, and just crazy storylines. And I think that's kind of kicked off that relationship of Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino for the longest time of just over the top 90s action flick with just insane violence. And I think that was kind of what happened there, which was really interesting.
Um,
So started off a good relationship.
for those that are like, I've heard that name before, Robert Rodriguez. I've heard that name before. He directed the Spy Kids movies. So
He
if
did.
you-
He did. It was for his kids. Yep. He sure did. Which was in the back of my mind is like, oh, geez, like he did do Spy Kids. That wasn't violent at all because it's a kids movie, so you
yeah,
don't want that. But yeah, absolutely.
that's it boggles my mind that they you can't tell me that they don't research their director. So they're just like Robert Rodriguez from Dusk Till Dawn. He did that one? All
Yes,
right,
he
give him
did.
Spy Kids.
Give him Spy Kids. I
Give-
mean, a lot of times, like with directors, like you don't have to. It's just you're directing the movie, right? So it
yeah.
doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be a knockdown, drag out, fucking like violent time, you know. So,
You want
so yeah, I mean,
to tell that to Michael Bay?
yeah, Michael Bay is just over. I mean, he was. I mean, it's pretty kick ass movies, man. But without getting on a tangent, we gotta go on to Maximum Overdrive, don't we?
Oh yeah, the movie that was made solely to promote ACDC.
Is that how you'd sum it up?
Oh, dude, I watched it last night. That's all I hear. The explosions with like Angus Young slamming on his guitar and giving that
Yeah,
emphasis, or like when the preacher man had the kid by the leg, and you just hear Angus just going nuts on his like top three strings to add that suspense to it. I'm like, this is just great. I feel like this movie was to give AC/DC stuff to do, because this was heavy on the AC/DC side, and you could tell because Prime had like those trivia facts just randomly popping up. The best part of watching it with the X-ray trivia is you'll get random things like Stephen King was, quote, coked out of his mind when he directed this movie. I'm like, you don't say. You don't say.
that's oh yeah, Stephen King did a shitload of drugs. I mean, I think he pretty much wrote Cujo. He doesn't even like remember Cujo. He just fucking I don't know, just wrote it and like doesn't even remember that shit. Which is wild. Um, yeah, I mean, he's pretty out there, but he's another guy that like pretty amazing journey he's been on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As a writer, just so much failure and so much rejection, and you know, Carrie was the first book that he had written. And is originally threw the first three pages in the trash because he's like, I can't write from a woman's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And his wife picked the papers out of the trash and was like, hey, no, listen, I think you got something here. And that was the book that really, you know, took off his career. But Maximum Overdrive was like kind of insane because it was like, I remember being like 10 years old. And back in those days, TNT was really cool because TNT would show WCW wrestling, which was great.
Yeah.
But after Thursday night, Tuesday Night Thunder or whatever the fuck it was, there would always be movies on there. This was the '90s, man. Like this was middle school. It was, well, not middle school, but this was elementary school. This was PlayStation 1. This was like watching movies on TV, and you're super psyched when you get to see something that's like R-rated because it's edited and you're allowed to watch it then. But Maximum Overdrive was the first movie that I ever saw where I'm like, what the fuck is this? There's a fucking soda can machine killing kids and like little leaguers. Like there's no mercy. And like you see like
Mm-mm.
the lawnmower like going over people, and then these dudes are just like the knife comes alive and attacks. Like he was just like this in this big green semi. Like I'm just like, Jesus Christ, dude, this movie's insane. And then, like, as you get older, you see it again and you're just like, wow, this was now, if you want to call a movie ridiculous or a parody, that's it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That
No.
was ridiculous.
These movies definitely represented their time, and that's what I really loved about your choices. One, you picked two movies that were kind of similar in genre, as far as horror, you're like, anything's on the table, right? And I'm like, yeah, anything's on the table. From Dusk Till Dawn. I'm like, oh, I see what the vibe we're going for. This is great. But no, yeah, this... What really shocked me was I completely forgot Emilio Estevez was in this movie.
He was so in it.
I was
He's
like,
so
what?
fucking
Billy the Kid is in this movie? What kind?
Dude.
What?
Dude, fucking so good. And he's like playing a pretty serious role, and he's just like, there's that fucking the dude who's always saying sorry about that, Bubba. He's always saying Bubba after everything, and his dad gets killed, and he's like, tough break, kid. Like,
Tough break.
fucking funny, dude.
I love it. I feel everybody knew how ridiculous the script was. I feel like everyone, when they read the script, they were like, oh, okay. So a bit corny,
madness,
a bit goofy. This is, well, at the time they're like, this is some terrifying shit, and you want over the top acting? Got you. And Emilio Estevez is like, I'ma punch your fucking teeth in, Bubba.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And then he's like whispering in the fucking semi's ear. I love the scene where they're booking it to the docks, and the dude sees his wife, who's like a completely like money grubber, and then he's like, I guess I'll take that ring back. And you just see this giant fucking diamond, and he takes the diamond, but the semi truck ends up hitting him. I love how like the car, the semis would barely make contact with him, and like there'd be blood everywhere. It was fucking hilarious.
There's one you could tell stiffed him pretty hard. I'm trying to remember which one. I think it was the dad that was blinded by the diesel. You could see his head bounce off the the semi, like it came in a little too hard and actually got him. I'm like, that right there. Comedy didn't mean to be comedy, but you could see like the change, like it'll pan away to the reaction of the crowd, and then it'll come back to like a dummy getting squished.
Yeah.
But old boy just took it straight to the dome, and I'm like, you know what? Props to that guy. That's great.
Yeah, dude, it was definitely like the same over the top hyper violence. Like it was the same, and it was fucking hilarious. But yeah, man, that one was like, it's always interesting when you see these things, you know, before you're allowed to see them, because it's like, it seems so much different back in those days. But yeah, dude, I loved it, man. I loved, you know, that diesel scene where he's just looking down there and he's like, oh, where the hell did it go? And it shoots his face.
It shoots him right in the eyes.
Yeah, and then like he's doing the Morse code with the dee 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 dee. He's like doing the Morse code with the horns. That's so fucking funny, dude. But yeah,
we need more horror movies like this, like serious, not serious horror movies, because this, I have fun watching these types of movies. These are the popcorn flick horror movies we need more of.
Yeah, definitely, man. I think I'm right with you on that, dude. I think it's great.
The thing that sells it for me, though, that it looks badass if you like the aesthetic, was that Green Goblin face on the Mack truck. I'm like, come on. That's just badass. That's just a cool ass like aesthetic for a Mack truck. And to solidify the villain, I love it.
It's fucking super cool, man. I love it too. I thought it was definitely a good aesthetic. Absolutely. Made the movie. Definitely, man.
But no, this there's really nothing. It's just Transformers if they didn't give a damn.
Pretty much. Yeah. Just the first movie I've ever seen where the machines have a voice.
Really?
Well, yeah. What I mean is like they're actually trying to kill you. It's the first one I've ever seen.
Oh, the first one. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you saw Terminator later on in life.
No. I remember. I mean, like when like household appliances came to life,
Oh, I see.
that was completely a different thing for me, for
Ah,
sure.
gotcha. But no, yeah, I feel genuinely, wholeheartedly, if they were to tell me they were gonna remake this movie, they'd ruin it. Because they made it exactly the way they should have. And if they
Yes,
made it serious, the whole thing's gonna suck.
agreed.
I'm thinking about, usually when you see movies like these, you're like, okay, could this be remade today? Like from Dusk Till Dawn, kind of, depending. A couple things here, a couple things there, you can change it and then like remake it. This one made exactly the way it's supposed to be. Like there's no other way to do it.
Yeah,
Maybe if you
I
had Michael
agree.
Bay do it.
No, I would. The more I feel like, the worse off it is. Not particularly a fan.
What happened?
I said I'm not particularly a fan of today's horror as much, just because like the more like produced something gets, or like the more done it gets, the worse it gets. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
it's just like it doesn't feel the same. So
fair. But I mean, you and I, we got into a discussion about Ari Aster's movies.
yeah.
What do you mean by like overproduced? Those movies are pretty produced. I'm not even gonna
Um,
lie. As someone who's a fan, those are pretty produced.
I think I think mostly I'm kind of referring to like movies more on the action perspective of
Oh,
things.
gotcha.
Not exactly Ari Aster. The reason I liked Ari Aster is because it's not like that.
Hmm.
It's very much still in the realm of not being just unbelievably polished. But I feel like a lot of the action scenes are just very fluid, very polished in a lot of the movies we see. So it can be difficult. I'm trying to think of like for example, Long Legs was pretty cool. I actually really
Okay.
liked a lot of the color schemes. I really liked what's happened there. So it does. It's not the. I did speak to. You did catch me on one thing. Like it's not horror. It's just I think my attitude towards action and a little bit more of the movies that are coming out is more that, not
Ah.
necessarily the good action movies or the good horror movies that I've seen.
I see.
Like Long Legs was great. Whatever they did, they totally tapped in to
I
that.
It's funny because uh, Kappa, who was supposed to be here today, he did not like Long Legs because, in his words, get this, hold on to your seats, is just another cult movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, sir, what do you mean? But then again, I'm biased. I love Nick Cage. I'll watch anything with Nick Cage in it.
Nick Cage. Yeah. Nick Cage, bro.
It's I mean, we go back to the over the top acting. Like, Mandy was over the top, but it was more serious, very psychedelic. If you ever get a chance to see Mandy,
No, I
yes.
never saw that one.
Oh my god.
Um, it's another one that I really enjoyed. Natural Born Killers was pretty fucking insane.
Ooh.
That's a trippy one.
Yeah, it is.
Um, I mean, there's even some like that I've like remember House. House was fucking awesome. All the houses were like kind of cheesy but really good.
Yeah.
All the trolls were kind of cheesy but good. Um, you know, one that I love was one that we're gonna do next time is John Carpenter's Escape from L.A., which is
Oh,
fucking badass.
yes.
Um, I mean, I'm definitely more of a thriller person, but I do love the horror movies. But The Hills Have Eyes is fucking amazing.
Okay. All right.
I
All
thought
right,
Jeepers
buddy.
Creepers was insane.
All right,
Yeah.
Brian. All right, Brian. Hills Have Eyes. All right, we're going to talk about this real quick. Hills Have Eyes, really?
Yeah, dude, that one's pretty awesome.
We're gonna have a full-on debate on that one.
One of my faves. One of my faves.
Are we talking the original or are we talking the remake?
The remake.
Sir, okay. So, okay. You're gonna tell me a family of hillbillies can take out highly trained military personnel like that?
So that was the second one. Not the first one.
Was it the second one? Hold on.
It was the second one, yes.
Have Eyes 2006. Oh, it is the second.
It looks like someone's got a little homework to do.
You know what? You're right. You're right. You know what? You're right.
You're gonna, bro. You have to watch this.
I didn't know this one existed.
You have to watch this, and I'm gonna tell you this because I have to go pretty soon. But I'll tell you this: you have to watch this, and we got to do this again sometime, and we got to talk about it. Even if we just shoot the shit together as friends, that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
But this first one is rad.
I'll have to check that one out. Well,
That one's really good.
since you gotta go, promote what you got going on.
Anything else you wanna ask me? Anything at all? Go for it.
Let's see. Speed round. I usually give the regular ones. One CD in your car. What would it be?
One CD in my car.
Yeah, one CD. You can only have one CD in your car. What would it be?
Fuck. Hybrid Theory. Linkin Park.
Fuck yeah. Any band to ask you to sing for them, who would it be? Or who would you want it to be?
That's a good one. I would say, it wouldn't be Linkin Park. It wouldn't be, man, this is a good one, dude. Fuck. I would love to do like, oh man. This is such a good question. I would love to sing for fucking Motley Crue for a night. That'd be fucking awesome. I don't know if I could hit those notes, but I would love to sing for those guys. It'd be really fun.
Have you, real quick, have you seen those videos of what Vince Neil sounds like now?
Not really. I've seen a couple of them like back in the late aughts. Like I've heard him. He just sounds pretty good still. But no, I know that there's been like really like bad lyric overdubs.
Yes.
And them trying to fuck with him, and it's funny. But yeah, funny stuff.
Let's see. Biggest musical inspiration.
Oh man, my biggest musical inspiration.
Without these guys alive and stone, or Brian Phillips would never be a singer.
Oh boy. Who's my biggest inspiration? I would say my brother Mike's pretty big one. I always wanted to be a singer growing up. And I have an older brother named Mike, and he typical like older younger brother.
Oh yeah.
And he'd always, he would always, do older brother stuff, right? But anytime I'd ever show him a song that I wrote and I'd sing it, he would sit there and he'd listen.
Mm-hmm.
And he did this to me since I was 11 years old. And I saw that wow, there's something that goes beyond being a little brother that puts us on the same plane. There's something that he thinks is cool.
Mm-hmm.
And that was something that really started to define me as a singer. And I think later in my life, he was like, hey, man, you should go for this. You should give this a shot. And yeah, I don't know if I still would have had the courage to do it had him not been in my life or the influence. I don't know. So he's a pretty big inspiration for me. And musicians that you're inspired by, they come a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
But I would say, hearing Chester for the first time, like so many, it's almost a cliche now. Just how many artists have been inspired by him.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say that, yeah, my brother Mike had a big influence on me. He's one of the first people I ever performed for. So huge influence.
Wow. That's pretty cool. That's actually really cool though.
Yeah, it was really awesome. I didn't really it didn't factor in my mind at the time, but it was the first time that I actually had done something where he would stop and he'd listen and he'd look at me in a different way than he did normally. Before I was just his little brother, but now he saw something that was almost like something he couldn't do that I could. Like I had some sort of power or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize it at the time. But now that I've gotten older, like I look back at that time and I'm like, yeah, that was a pretty big influence.
Wow. That's really
Yeah,
cool.
it was awesome. It was really cool. Yep.
Wow. Brian getting sentimental here. That
Hey man, listen, you asked for an interview, so I'm gonna give you the honest shit.
facts, bro. That's really cool. Actually, the few interviews we've gotten all celebrities, but to have
Celebrities.
no, that they say celebrities or like musicians.
Yeah.
Um,
For me, it was a family member.
that's wild though.
Yeah, I mean, it was going up to New York, and I had cousins up there, and they would talk to me about Woodstock '94, and I'd ask them, who was your favorite artist that you saw there, and my cousin Lexi would say that it was Trent Reznor. Just seeing him covered in mud and his hair in his face, and the way it was just so visceral. That's what made me want to play. That's what made me want to just be a typical '90s kid. You're ignored, you're seen and not heard. And I think that I came from a very good family, but at the same time I came from a family that, let's just say, gave me the right recipe for wanting to do this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what made me want to play. And there's just something incredibly special about just being an artist that makes life worth living. So, yeah.
That's really cool. That's really cool though.
Yeah. I appreciate it, man. No sweat.
What's the writing process like for like a song like Comatose? Is it based on experiences you've had, or is it just like you were playing around with the chorus and the group like gave you like bits and stories that helped you fill in the blanks?
A lot of times the way songwriting works in this band is I will create a vision of what I feel like the music should feel like.
Mm-hmm.
I'll create an entire composition and then I'll just complete it, do the bass drums, the singing, all the keys, whatever I want to add. and then I'll send it over to the band and be like, hey, listen, what do you guys think? A lot of times they'll listen, and then I'll be like, okay, what do you think things need to change? What do you want to add here? Things like that. And then we'll go ahead and move it on into the studio and kind of go from there. And that's kind of how a songwriting process goes with us. The first person that I typically start with, if everyone likes the song, is I'll start with Herman, of course, our drummer, to get the vibe down and get some grooves in there that he wants to do. Once everything's drafted out the way it needs to be, it will go from there.
That, wow. I don't know. I love hearing how like these songs come together. Everybody has their own style of doing it. I'm like, it fascinates me. It really does. How like everybody puts the effort into making it, and it's not just one person. It's no longer just one person. Like, I have a set of lyrics and I pass it on to a guitar player, he makes a riff. It's just really cool.
Yeah, definitely. And the story with Comatose is like, Comatose didn't sound like the demo. The only thing in Comatose that sounded like the demo was the verse, and the chorus had to be rewritten on the spot. And I was just like, dun 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 dun. So fuck my mind up, my mind up. Dylan's like, go in and sing it now. And I go in and I sing the scratch. And he's like, yup. He's like, that's our chorus. And I was like, okay, And now it's taking on a completely different feeling. Now it's taking on that new wave and the EDM and the industrial elements, and like really making the keyboard an instrument on its own in the music. And now it's getting experimental, but still in that Y2K vibe. And now it's got a little bit of a different thing going on. So I really hope you like this next album that's coming.
Oh, dude, I'm ready for it. My body is ready for it.
Awesome. Well, we got one more single for you before we drop it, so we're excited.
Oh, dude, fuck yes.
And you can get. I'm gonna give it to you early. So.
Oh my god, I'm fucking excited, bro. My body's ready.
You get it early, dude.
Fuck yes. Fastest song you wrote.
What do you say? Fastest
song you wrote. Like, all the stars aligned and you're like, yes, fuck yes. Into the studio.
Oh god. Skin.
Really?
Skin. Literally just wrote it on acoustic guitar. Came to me very quickly. And I just hammered it out. It was very straightforward. I knew I wanted a Terminator type key part in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And it just fucking happened.
Dude. That's
it just happened.
Y'all, if you haven't heard Skin, to hear that's the fastest song, that's actually fucking wild.
The best ones come the quickest.
Always. But like
the best ones are like ED.
Mm-hmm.
They like the best ones are like premature ejaculation. They come the quickest. They just quickest. Do. Literally, dude. Literally, like it just pours out of you. It just, some are just really fast. Usually, the ones that take the most rewrites are the hardest.
Yeah.
But they turn into something else usually. So it's not an uncommon thing to just park a song for a little while and then come back to it. But I think the hardest part for me now as a singer is just going back to just writing what feels good.
Mm-hmm.
And not trying to adhere to a system, Mm-hmm. And that's what Skin was. I mean, Skin just kind of just happened. And I think it's all good. I mean, that's just how it goes.
That's really cool. last question I had. This
Sure.
one I had written out was Fear. I fucking love Fear. Oh my
You
god.
like Fear?
I love Fear. How did that song come about?
So Fear is a song that is about how fear seems to be being afraid to chase your dreams seems to be the common thread in everyone's life.
Yeah.
And fear is kind of this this outside perspective of myself talking. Like, I would have this moment when I was like 24 or 25 where I would be laying in bed and I'd hear my heart beating, and I'd slip into this state where I wasn't like sleeping, but I wasn't awake either.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just think to myself that one day you're going to die. Like, it's going to be like you go to the doctor's. Okay, we got to go to the doctor's office, or I got to get up and go to the store. It's going to be as routine as, okay, I'm going to die now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's something that we're all inevitably going to face. Some of us may die in our sleeps. Others, God forbid, die much more, you know, climactic than that. I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully not, in a tragic way.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I know that day is coming. And I would remember just getting so like, I would just think about it. Every single one of us has to face the darkness at some point.
Yeah.
Like it's going to happen. And it's like, how do you just live so much of your life and just put it out of your mind? Like, you don't even think about it. Like, you have to function. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so then what is there left then? Well, then there's only left. The only thing that you can do while you have air in your lungs is live. Right. And
Yeah.
it seems to me, and at the time, like, I was on the next stage of my life. I just completed college. I was going to go be a physician assistant. And I kind of went through this metamorphosis where coming from a family that I come from, being a musician is not a career choice. You were meant
Yeah.
to be, you were expected to complete high school. You were expected to go to college. You were
Mm-hmm.
expected to get a good job. You're supposed to be stable, and you're supposed to bank money until you retire someday. And then you can start living your life. And I just had this complete breakdown in my mind where I'm just like, I'm just not. So it's kind of like the song is about understanding that. Well, I was like, well, what's really going on then when you're afraid,
Yeah.
right? You're afraid of, because you're living life on everyone else's terms except your own. And that's what made me want to be a singer. And so what the song's about is, the song is kind of about confronting that middle class society, and confronting that person that's, hiding behind a family in a white picket fence and told that they're supposed to live a certain life because they're told to live it, and that the real reality is fear, and that they're going to wake up one day and realize that they're living for someone else besides themselves. And it's kind of like this intensely brutal song that's saying fear makes cowards of us all, because it does. It's the common denominator of what crushes dreams. It crushes us as humans. And I think that it's just this kind of this brutal, outlook at telling you need to live your dreams because you're going to die anyway. And
It's
you're going to go and you're going to face the darkness one day. So don't face it and be unhappy. That's what living is to me. And there's nothing wrong with people just wanting to live life on their terms. For me, it's not enough for me. I believe that life I believe that it's incredibly developmental as a human to look at yourself and recognize the person that you're supposed to be, or the person that you want to be, and spending your life trying to live, to become the person you want to be, is incredibly developmental, even if it doesn't result in $1 million and all these other things, and I feel like that song was kind of this this confrontation where I'm delivering that, and also seeing all my friends around me getting married and having kids, and they're working their secure job, and they're working for the man, and it's just, but they're not suffering with me. They're not, they're not they're not fighting this fight with me. And it's about the anger that made me feel, and about the anger towards my parents, so that they don't want me to be a musician. They want me to be something else. And it's just a very almost infantile feeling towards that. And that's what I was confronting in that song. If that makes sense. And not wanting others to feel the same fate. That's what it's about.
The fucking raw rock and roll moral code. That's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah. Thank you for asking. It was a great question.
Dude, I love how brutally honest you are about it. Like, I love that you're like, no, this is like a genuine, like, what the hell are y'all doing? 9 to 5, wake up, go to sleep, or wake up, go to work, go to sleep. That's all you're doing? No, I don't think so. That's wild.
Yeah, and it's like, at the end of the day, it's like like I said before, like we put a metric on everything. We put a metric on how something's supposed to make you feel, and I'm super guilty of doing it. I do it all the time, but it's like we want a metric to validate, and I think that the true metric is you. If you face that person, if you truly have come face to face with that person and tried to be everything that you could to be that, I think you fought the great fight. That's what I think. There's nothing wrong with people, like I said before, there's nothing wrong with people that want to live the way they want to live, or maybe it's too much pressure for them. But on the other side, all that pressure and all that fear is probably a happiness and a paradise that they never thought money could ever buy them.
Yeah.
And if you go to the end of your life fighting for that, I think that's a beautiful death. I think it's beautiful. I think it's truly beautiful.
That's wow.
That's what the Spartans say is a beautiful death. That, to me, that's what that is. Trying to fight the good fight, to be what you want to be. That's it.
I have no words. Honestly, this is awesome. I love how brutally honest you are about things.
Sure.
Just damn, right?
You're welcome. Hey man, you wanted an interview, so let's give you an interview.
Making me feel things. Damn,
you can take
man.
anything you'd like.
I love that.
You're good. Yeah, you're good. But I'm glad you like that song. It's one of my favorites.
Dude, I loved it. How honest it is. The tagline that fear makes a coward of us all. I'm like, damn, that's a good. I'm a huge like lyrical nerd. If a song has good lyrics, I'm all in. Like the 80s, a lot of the hair metal bands, the lesser known ones like Great White and Firehouse, they'll have great lyrics, but some of their songs bank on the fact that the guitar player can play and their bass player can go off, but the lyrics themselves make you go, huh? Well, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Like this
Jackal and all those guys.
Exactly. Oh my god, Jackal. First off, Lumberjack, best song ever. But like still, I'm just like, what are we talking about? Like I get it's supposed to be a sex joke, but like that made no sense.
Yeah, I think it's all those bands have their place, and I'm glad you like the lyrics, man. A lot of the lyrics go into it. I try not to be as literal. I always like going to a deeper place, and it's one of those things that I just try to I try my best, with the lyrics and stuff like that. I whatever comes. So I like when people are metaphorical with lyrics. That's always something that I enjoy.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm a lyric person too. Like Five Finger Death Puncher, they're definitely not lyric people. They like to be very straightforward. But then there's Tool, and you just have to really dive into what Tool's talking about.
Oh yeah, a good one is a Sleep Token now.
Oh,
They're
great
hot on
band.
the presses. Their lyrics are insane because then you're just like, all right. So that was from 3 albums ago, off a song called Cinnamon. I was like, really? That was a callback to that? Yeah, they're all connected, you know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Sleep Token's an amazing concept. I think what they did with that band was really cool, and I think that it's one of those bands that comes around every 10 years, 15 years, and just I think it's beautiful that was their artistic contribution. I think they're wonderful.
It's
Great band.
great. All right. Well, anything that you wanna put out there, anything you wanna promote, the floor is yours.
No, honestly, I think if thank you so much for having me on this. This has been a really really cool interview. I don't mean to make anyone feel discouraged, but this is one of my favorite interviews. This has been incredibly cool. I really enjoyed the questions. I really enjoyed talking about 90s horror. And I'm completely enamored by the fact that you're as young as you are and you know about all these movies, which is very fucking cool.
I
I would, yeah, I would do this in a heartbeat again. I would love to come back. And if you guys ever want to check out Alive in Stone's music, go to Alive in Stone, aliveinstonemusic.com. You can download any of the songs that are currently out for free if you don't have a streaming service. It's just going to ask you for an email, so we can keep your email. And the good news is that we typically send. We've been having some issues with the email the past couple of songs where it's not been hitting the lists, but we think we're gonna fix it now. But we typically give you guys a 24-hour preview on the songs, so we'll send it to you early if we can. And then but you can download any of our music for free on that website. And we will keep on putting out music. We've got a bunch of new things happening for you. We've got a new single coming out pretty soon called Less You Bleed. And you can find us on any streaming platform, any service. We would love to have you, and we love your support. So thank you so much.
oh dude, y'all are fucking awesome. I really hope like more people check out your stuff because I'm over here like more people need to know about you guys. Fantastic. Absolutely.
Well, where are you from?
I'll tell you afterwards.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But when
Keeping it
I
anonymous.
exactly when I heard your EPs, it brought me back to middle school. Oh my god! I'm like, bro, I had to stop, and I'm like, are these guys serious? And I'm listening to all of it, including Skin. Right when I got to Skin, I'm like, oh no, these guys have the vibe. These guys have like that. When I heard Skin, I'm back to like All That Remains, Linkin Park, Mudvayne, all of these
Love
guys. I'm like, dude,
Love them.
that's oh my god, my new metal goth heart could not. I'm like, oh, I had to like pull over. I'm just like, oh my god, these guys are awesome.
That's great, man. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Alrighty, and well, let me see. That's the end of our time. Again, I'm Beleth the Devil. This is Brian Phillips, singer of Alive in Stone. Remember to check in your closet and look under the bed next Thursday for another episode of Beyond the Jumpscare. We'll catch you later.
See ya.